wanted, right? So as always, happy ending. I don't know what the fuck's going on. I don't know why it just randomly crashed. It makes no sense to me. Thankfully, I actually caught it this time, but still very confused as to what the fuck happened. So I'm gonna obviously upload that later. But yeah, what's going on? No idea. No idea. See if my audio is still good. Thankfully, I actually caught it this time. Okay, wonderful. I can hear my beautiful voice. Okay, what the fuck? I'm so disoriented. Bro, why is that happening? I may not even be able to stream if that's the case. This happens more often, but hopefully it doesn't. Okay, let me give this guy a little sort of texture to his I guess armor or whatever he's wearing, right? Looks kind of like armor, I guess. You could separate it. But I hope it stays this time. Right? I wanted this gun to be more impressive. I wanted this gun to be so much more impressive. But that's what happens. Okay, now we need this guy to be like attached. We need him to have a backpack of sorts. Okay. Right. And then something like that. Practicing my single rounding as always. Okay, give it a little dimension. Cool. Now we just need to and then fill this out. This is, I guess, my attempt at texturing, or not texturing, but adding interesting little, trying to make it look more metallic, I guess, right? Something like that. It is obviously a reflection of needing to practice clean lines, right? Because having to fill the areas around this is very difficult, and I most likely will make mistakes, just as you see here. But I would love for this stream to not crash. But I don't fucking know. No idea, man. No idea. Right? Okay. As always, just add a cable. There you go. now these are, it's part of it. Right? There you go. There you go. See? I'm surprised. I usually at least have like 3 people watching. I guess I'm washed. I've fallen off. It's fun. Right? So if that's pushing him that way, we need something pushing him this way. So here we can even do something like try to keep the relative shape in mind. Yeah. Make it a little bit smaller. And then do something like there you go, something like that, right? This should make it more interesting at the very least. I mean, at the very least, I can say with confidence that it looks like things are happening, right? It looks like, okay, this is a very busy scene, which I'll take, right? If being busy is it being busy and looking like it's a scene is something that I can at least. Oh god! Oh god! That was a fucking. That was a sneeze. Let it be known that was a sneeze. That's something I can at least handle. The fucking retarded ass sneeze. There you go. Fucked all that up, but that's supposed to be the forearm, I guess. He's holding a gun. Let's give the gun at least some importance, right? You know, you win some, you lose some. In my case, skill, right? Okay, so there you go. That's the gun. Added some unnecessary shading to it. We can even add form indications, right? Uh, Something to try to keep in mind, right? Same thing here. Okay, if the lighting is coming from here, so the form indications should be on that side. You know, the beautiful part about this, like I'm drawing all of this shit with still zero understanding of anything mechanical or anatomy. So can you imagine in 3 years where I actually know what I'm drawing? Because right now I don't know what I'm drawing. That's the beautiful part. I literally don't know what I'm fucking drawing, and I'm still able to create something like this, right? So it's all progress. It's the funny part too. Let's see. There you go, something like that. Um, okay, that's fine, I guess. These lines could always be crisper, but gene editing is still a bit farther away when it comes to the reality of things. It's a little haha joke for those of you who understand what CRISPR is. Okay. There you go. Here again, we can just add the nails. God, this thumb looked fucking god awful. Okay. Well, this is how we practice by making beautiful, beautiful mistakes. Right? Just gonna try to add these little patches in here for texture purposes. Honestly, you realize less is more after a certain point. It helps for the mind to just sort of see things and fill it in on its own accord rather than coming up with all these details. Still something I've been struggling with, of course. We can't discount the fact that this is something I'm actively working on uh, rectifying. But see, and even maybe just right some intense shadow around there. Maybe that ruined the image, right? Maybe that made it less readable. I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do here. What the fuck is this? I don't know, something like that, I guess, right? Combat arms, everybody. It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be. There you go. Connect that. Connect that. There you go. So now it looks like, okay, there's shit happening, I guess. Who is this guy shooting at? We'll never know. Who are any of these people shooting at? We'll never know. But now we know this guy's got an interesting looking jetpack of sorts. Right? Not functional, not even aesthetically pleasing, but it does exist. Right? Let's see. Let's see what else I can do. Oh, why the fuck? Why did I bring out the gray pen? That was an accident. It's the black one. Okay. Let's see. Some more clear indications, right? I don't want this guy to get in the way of this guy, but at this point, this image is already getting very crowded. Just something I have to accept, right? So now the question is just, how do we crowd it the least, essentially, right? How do we crowd it the least? Let's think. This is obviously in front, so this can at this point be a lot thicker. Can establish the line weight on this. Let me think. Maybe it's just a matter of, okay, he also has a mech suit that he's chilling in. So it can be something like, just circling him around him. Circling him around him? What the fuck? Circling around him. There you go. Something like that, right? And we don't need to think too deeply about it. There you go. Something like this, right? Just a little mech suit that this guy's. We can just insinuate that he's wearing something mechanical, but it doesn't have to be fully regulated in terms of our understanding, right? We can just make it go a little bit further here, just like that. See? So now if I just do this and maybe add, okay, that's part of his shirt, right? Is it? What the fuck is going on? I have no idea anymore. What have I done? What the fuck am I doing? Everything's blending together. Well, that's exactly what I wanted, apparently. For everything to be blending together. This is the black one. Yeah, okay. And let's see. There you go. Just like that. Okay, so he's got like a leg there. Cool. It's going inwards. Right. What is going on here? No idea. How can I even make this even more interesting? I can't. So we're just going to put it in shadow. Will that work? No, it shouldn't be. Actually, no, I could try. I don't know what that's supposed to be. What the fuck is that? I'm actually getting confused at what I drew. What the fuck is this over here? And why did I color it? Who knows? So hopefully I can do this for an hour and a half without my entire feed just glitching on me, but we'll see. Because this is the second time this has happened now, that while I'm streaming, the stream just crashed. And is it to do with my internet? I have no idea. There you go. When in doubt, make it even more confusing for yourself, especially. Right? I know somebody's watching this here. I wonder if it's just my girlfriend keeping me on in the background. I do wonder. Or are you an actual viewer who is just curious and has decided to stick around? Right? Whether you're the former or the latter, welcome to the greatest art channel in history. As you can see, I know exactly what I'm doing. Yeehaw. Okay, and then... Alright, this guy, we'll leave him as he is. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Just need to add some more. There you go. Just like that. Okay, so I added some random dickhead that didn't need to be there and possibly made everything worse. And now we're gonna do it again. But I'm gonna drink some water first. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. Wonderful. Okay. So now that we've made this mistake, how can we fix this mistake? This gun, I want it to be much nicer. I wanted everything to be nicer, but this kind of just ended up coming about. Scenery doesn't really make sense, but let me at least add some tiling. Right? Let's add some tiling. There you go. Doesn't really have to make sense. I just need to... This right here, at least we can establish that it is a ground plane of sorts. Right? It's like, okay, well, at least there's a perspective that the artist did, of course, at all times keep in mind. Right? This is not something that's being bullshitted last minute. Never. Never in history has there ever been a moment as decisive as this. And never will there be a moment as decisive as this. For it has already been decided to be decisive. Wonderful. It all makes sense. Cool. So we've established the ground, which is nice. Right? Maybe we can have some weeds coming out of the ground. Like so. Right? It's like a little bit dirt here. A little bit of random shit here. Maybe we can have a couple bullets. Right? Couple bullet casings. Because we do want to showcase that a war was occurring. So maybe a couple cracks. Right? Because of course this was all planned out. Why wouldn't it be? Why wouldn't it be? Right? That already kind of helps ground things, I think, a little bit better. Yeah, oh my god, that actually does help. I was always planning to add the floor, you know, but it's nice that I actually did it now. I think it's better because we can add a bunch of random shit on the floor. and that will, okay, it's converging there, so yeah, and that should help things make a bit more sense, right? Just a little dirt marks here, right? What else can we have? We can have a bunch of boat casings here, actually. Um, and again, it's not perfect. It's just representational, right? But oh god, that was pretty good. Maybe even add some little texture to this fucking lamb. What is it? What the hell was this called again? The Highland. If you're wondering what this thing even is, it's a Highland farm cow, which the viewers from last stream wanted me to draw, right? So here we are, the fucking Highland farm cow sitting on top of a, I guess, a textured box now. Wonderful, woohoo! Cool. Wow, it seems at one point I had 33 people, not 33, what the fuck am I saying? 3 people watching me, and they too have decided to abandon me, which makes me happy, right? Makes me very happy. I know perspective's still a bit off, but I'm just glad that we have something going here. There you go. And then this is going towards that. Yeah, you see, we can reinforce a lot of things, right? It doesn't have to be perfect, but things can be reinforced. Now it's like, okay, it's kind of like curvilinear. This actually should, I think it's converging way too much, funny enough. But we can fix that by having just this, again, consistently reinforced, right? So now it makes sense again. It's just about reinforcing. So that's pretty cool. And obviously the floor I'm going to keep as minimal as possible. It's only been 40 minutes of drawing. I'm actually really surprised. I haven't been drawing for long. I might just start my next imagination drawing if that's the case. But let's not give up too fast, right? I want to start adding scale. So I have an option. I can draw some shit here in the background, or we could just add one more thing here. Okay, maybe I'll like maybe they're fighting robots or something. I don't fucking know. Let's just add these little indications of something. Dirt, maybe some cracks again. Right? What else? I wanna add I can't even speak. What's up? Hey, it's Vexil. What's up? I don't know if you ever got my comment, but I did get notified and tagged of the drawing you made for me, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. It looks really nice. Thank you. You got my tits on point, right? I did comment, but I think because you kept using the word tits in the comment itself, it kept getting filtered out, so the comment never came there. But what's up, Vexil? How's it going? I'm drawing. Well, I drew this and the floor, and like some shading, but these two are from 2 other previous streams. How you be, my G? How you be? What's up? Right. Baha ha 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 ha. I agree. I agree. Good times. Right. I'm good. Thanks. You. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm just drawing right now. This picture is a bit difficult, or this drawing is a bit difficult because I don't know. Like I want to add something here, but I got to think it through. So I'm kind of just adding little textures and shit. What can I add on the floor? Maybe a cup. Like there's just a cup rolled over, right? Somewhere here, like a Timmy's cup. right? Yeah, there's just like a can or something, right? Something like that. Yeah, I didn't get the comment just checked. Yeah, I don't know why. I literally left 2 comments. My first one didn't show up, then I tried again and I replaced tits with boobs. Still didn't happen. So I just said fuck it, you know. But yeah, what else could we add here? This is like a war-torn area, so we could technically do something like this, right? This is, we're trying to indicate essentially war-tornness. I've seen this before. Yeah, there you go. That this already kind of shows that things are a bit rough, right? Oh, maybe we can have a pool of blood somewhere, right? Well, maybe some rubbish or debris. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know, fucking banana peel. Right? Just things that indicate or seem to showcase garbage. We could even actually, oh, I think I could do this. Right? And we could just have something like that, right? Like a hand, a fucking horrendous hand, but a hand nonetheless, in a pool of blood. And it's just off to the side. Still figuring it out. But hey, that's the best part about drawing, right? Just kind of figuring this shit out. There you go, give it the nails, right? Even add little scuff marks to the hand itself. It's someone's deformed hand. Yeah, exactly. This, oh fuck me, I dropped the pen cap. This person, unfortunately, who lost their deformed hand, clearly a deformed individual, right, of mind and body. Unfortunately for this person, their deformed hand had nothing to do with why they died. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, in the wrong drawing. But that's how it goes. Right, a little bit of blood. Not that I know how to draw blood, but fuck it, that's a highlight, I guess. And maybe we can something like that. This can be really close, right? The point being, this person done got fucked up. And it's me who's drawing the fucking. Really poetic. There you go. I think that kind of looks like ketchup. But no, now we have lore. I might color and finish drawing the art I made for you. What I showed was only a sketch. Yeah, go for it. I mean, to be honest, anything you do, I appreciate, because with fucking like 600 subscribers, it's crazy that someone actually went out of their way to do something like this. So it's much appreciated. Right? Genuinely, it's very kind of you. But what else? What else can we draw? Maybe we can draw larger bullets, right? Like, what would the ammo of this thing look like, or this thing, or that? It would probably look something like this. Right? Something like that. You know, larger bullets. And okay. Now, Now this kind of looks like an environment, right? I think at the very least we can agree this kind of looks like an environment where shit has gone down, right? Fucking overgrown weeds and shit. You know, even the floor is hurting. Even though that's off perspective, actually, I should have done it like that. It should have been more like this, right? And I guess I can add getting fan art feels like the best thing in the world from my personal experience. Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I remember when because first of all, I didn't even get an actual notification from YouTube itself. I just noticed that there was that blue dot in mentions. I was like, what the fuck is mentions in my mobile notifications on the YouTube app? So I go there, and then I see that you tagged me, and it was like fan art for Viggy Vodka, and I was like, what the fuck? And I saw that, I'm like, that's crazy. And I showed it to my friends, or I told them, they're like, they got the tits right. Everybody had the exact same comment. They're like, oh, they got the tits right. That's pretty sick. And I'm like, I guess all my days doing push-ups, fucking, I guess you really just push-ups, has come to fruition, right? And cable crossovers. You can't neglect cable crossovers. But yeah, it was really cool. Thank you. You really made my day. And then, like with anything, homeostasis took its place, and then I got used to it. I'm like, whatever, moving on. But until then, I felt really good. Thank you. Okay, cool. Just trying to add more blood-like things here. No problem. Yeah, thank you again. But I have an idea. Okay, so like more blood, right? I guess. I mean, this does look like an environment, which is nice. It's starting to look like shit was guanin, as they say. But now I want to really take my time and think about all the things that can be added around here. Okay. Let's see. This is going to be the precipice because I have an idea now. And this is what's going to set it in motion. Right? Hey. Oh, it's Mully or Mally. I don't know how to I'll never know how to pronounce it. But what's Gucci? I just realized I ain't done my daily upload yet. Don't worry, this is why you schedule things in advance. It really, really, really helps. And hello, person. Yeah, what's up? Wow, look at that. I have a bit of the quote unquote regulars back, which is nice. How are you liking my spam in the Broken Draw Discord, Ali? How's that going for you? Let's see. Something like this, right? Trying to make it robotic, but also a bit convoluted. I want this to look like it's just a mishmash of parts put together, right? There you go. And then this, trying to think, right? This can be foreshortened. No, I ran out of Milo. I don't know what that means. Right. Uh, I couldn't hear what you said. Milo? Well, is my audio good? What the fuck? Right. Okay, my audio is good. Vexel, I love you. Aussie thin, Aussie thing. Oh, okay. Then I don't know. And I will not know. And I'll just give up on ever knowing. There you go. Cool. So this is starting to look like a mishmash of a bunch of random shit, hopefully. Which is what I want specifically this one to look like. I guess I'm gonna have this be a lot more chaotic than I intended. Right, so we just got to make sure things connect in a way which I approve of. Something like that. And then we can just, there you go. Love that thing on the left. This, yeah, I drew this last stream. I mean, still, the thing is, it's funny because I was saying this earlier. I don't know how to draw mech stuff. I don't know how to draw people, and I don't know how to draw anything machine related. Right? I haven't actually understood or built the visual library for that. But just because I've practiced form a lot, and just because I've done to some degree observing things, I'm able to do this. Right? I'm gonna go do my daily upload. I shall return hopefully. Yeah, no worries. Do what you gotta do. Right? That's the beauty of this of art, is the fact that, or at least not just the beauty of art. That's the beauty of learning specifically the fundamentals and form. Is I'm not gonna know how to do all this stuff in a little bit of time, at least a few months, right? But I'm at a point now where I can still draw things like this without really needing to think about it. Or actually, what am I saying? I still think about it a lot, but without needing to worry if it looks realistic, because I understand form, right? I understand form. Okay, there you go. Okay, so this is like a thing, right? There you go. Something like that. Basically, I'm trying to draw some sort of, I guess, machine zombie-like thing, right? That is completely attacking them. Right. And that's what I'm trying to establish here. The beauty of this is it doesn't even need to be super intense and realistic, because it's a machine zombie thing, right? It doesn't really have to follow too much of a specific logic. But obviously, there does need to be logic to it. Okay, I want it to be looking like there in one direction and then here in another direction. Looks like a brain, right? Looks like a fucking deformed thing. But that's the best part. And then we can also start adding kind of entrails. And this is obviously what's going to create some sort of visual interest, hopefully. Because now I can start making this thing look like, I guess, a bit more legit, right? I'm actually surprised I managed to fit something like this into the fucking scene. All things considered, right? So this guy's a fucking moron because clearly he's looking the wrong way. This is why he's getting. This is why he's gonna die first, as you can see, right? This is why he's gonna be the first to fucking die. It's a lot going on. I know. There's a lot going on. I know that the composition is poor. I know that there's over detailing. Trust me, I'm a beginner, right? So I'm well aware of all these mistakes that I'm making. The goal is just to try to focus on my visualization abilities and try to ensure that things relatively read, right, make sense a little bit at least. That would be nice, you know. So I'm excited for getting to the figure roadmap in ArtWad. After I finish the beginner roadmap over the next 4 months, three months, I'm going to be doing the figure roadmap in my next cycle. And there, I should really be able to just focus on creating dynamic figures and poses. It's a long-term thing. My ability to draw from imagination and actually create really interesting scenes isn't going to take fruition for another 3-4 years. Looks overall, though, in my opinion, that comment makes no sense. Looks overall, though. It looks like there's overalls? What the fuck? I don't understand, Molly. I don't understand. But thank you, I guess. I'll try to work on my on a denim sort of vibe next time for you. But it looks good. Good in all caps. Thank you. I appreciate you. But yeah, let's see. He's got like entrails and shit, and this is what's English, my 14th language only. Get good. Make it your 15th, you fucking pussy. Disgusting. There you go. And we can have, okay, so this can be really stretched out, right? Really stretched out. This is how I think gesture comes into play. Yeah, like really stretch that out. Give it some wrinkles. Right? Hey man, can I ask for some tips? Sure, but whatever tips I'm going to give will have to actually, I can honestly just pull out a blank sheet of paper and provide advice. Yeah, go ahead. Right, I'm okay with stopping this drawing because I do have to draw for another hour, so I'm not in a rush to finish this anytime soon. I uploaded my attempt at Broken Draws Cube Challenge on Discord. Okay. I don't know if you saw it, but it's the last photo on there. I probably did, but I don't know. Maybe I did. I probably did, but That challenge died. He did a horrible job. Fucking Tyr needs to up his game. He did a horrible job at keeping the community part of the community going. Fucker needs to we need more challenges. Otherwise, I'm just gonna autistically max out the existing one. Okay, but what is it? See, I can't check on my. Actually, maybe I can check on Discord. I have Discord on my iPad right on the side that I'm using to look at the stream. Let me check. Let me check. Challenge. Yeah, I don't know. I just okay. I see this. Yeah, I saw this one. I even gave you the fucking the clap emoji. Yeah. So what is it? What can I help you with? Yeah. What can I help you with? Cool. Uh, and I think you're obviously way better than me. I've seen all your exercises there. I appreciate that, but as you know, I'm just all about doing the work, putting it to jerk. What other shit do I say? Right. So, yeah, it's kind of you to say. So, what would you like advice on? The advice I give you is going to be the advice I've always been parroting, which is just the fundamentals. But maybe my lines are shaky and stuff like that. Okay, okay. Maybe. So, oh, you just need advice in anything. That's what you meant. Sorry, I misread that. So you said your lines are shaky and stuff like that. What would you train? What would you change or try to keep in mind? Okay, well, literally give me 2 minutes. Let me just finish, I guess, doing these little textures, right? I don't know, those boxes look off. Okay, so this is a problem of you just not being able to see what you need to work on, essentially, right? Like you're having trouble actually analyzing your output and understanding what behaviors you need to focus on and change in accordance to improving your skill. Am I correct in assuming that? Excuse me for my English. I'm on wacko mode. Dude, your English is completely fine. Actually, that's a hilarious meme too, where people who speak or type English very, very eloquently or very well, and then they're like, "Oh, excuse me for my English." English is perfectly fine, right? It's not like on my level or anything, but okay. Yes, yes, exactly. Okay. Let me have a look at it again. And you said the boxes look off, the lines are shaky, right? So what this is generally is just you're having trouble, from what I can tell, maintaining your vanishing points and converging them accurately. Okay, let me get a piece of paper. Let me get like scrap piece of paper. I'll be right back. Give me a second. Okay, give me 1 second. This is gonna be all right. Cool. I got a extra piece of printer paper. Wonderful. All right. So first, really, the trouble with building your eye is the fact that you might not be measuring as much, right? So let's say you have your vanishing point, or sorry, your horizon line right around here. And your example is essentially you have a vanishing point right here. Your issue is the fact that from what I can tell, like some things are just converging too fast towards it, right? So you have sometimes boxes following this, but then randomly you have boxes just kind of going like that, right? And that's fine, but then we need something that's following it like this as well, right? In terms of boxes, right? We need to make sure that there is consistency in the vanishing points as well as the angle that you're establishing, right? When it comes to the boxes. And that's the main issue that I see. And the thing is, like, this is going to be really vague advice, but you just have to practice seeing the grid more, if that makes sense. Like, you just, the biggest thing is your vanishing point. Everything is actually honestly pretty fucking decent, right? The lines, the biggest issue, the biggest tip I can give you with the lines is the fact that you literally just have to train yourself to not do this, to not keep going over the line. Just train yourself. You have to just commit to just doing this. Okay, you just have to commit to doing that. And if it's wrong, it's wrong. And when it is wrong, you're like, wonderful. You literally feel good. You tell yourself, this is great. Because now that I know it's wrong, I still have the rest of the lines that I can make right. Right? And you'll probably get a bunch of them wrong too. But this is how you learn and reinforce errors, because you're building your eye, right? So you want to keep training it. Even if it looks bad, of course, 100%. Looking bad is the point. Brother or sister, I think you're a guy, but look, all of this technically looks like shit. If you individually look at the work, here, the lines, there's issues everywhere, right? The whole point of learning, and this is something you just have to keep reinforcing yourself, learning looks like shit, all right? There is 1 in 20, 1 in 30, 1 in 100 outputs will look like what you want it to look like, right? Even this example I gave you looks pretty bad, right? Another vanishing point here. So what your learning will look like is, okay, we're doing 2-point perspective, right? Okay, so I know this is parallel, right? And oops, I fucked up. It's over here. That looks bad. Oh, this line is shaky. That looks bad, right? Okay, this line isn't even connected properly. That looks bad. But you're learning, because learning is essentially how fast you recognize an error and then how fast you work towards changing the behavior that slowly course corrects that error, right? So the next time you'll do something like this, where you'll be like, okay, that's slightly better, right? We're slightly closer here, okay? This is slightly less shaky because you are now conscious of these things, and this is only slightly off, right? So the work you're doing is great, actually. I want to say that the work you put in is wonderful. You just need to take your time with every single box and all the things that you're making, right? And to continuously reinforce the grid, right? Watch my, not even to shill, but if you just go on my channel and just type in, like scroll down, you'll see just, Control F, Broken Draw Community Challenge or something like that, right? I had 4 videos out on it. Just watch what I did and you'll see how slow I was when I did it. But you'll notice, like, I had my vanishing point and I kept ghosting it. I kept trying to visualize it. It's going to be really tough, right? Also, it's just mainly building the ability to see the grid lines. Right now, I will say yours looks pretty good. I genuinely think the main problem is that your lines lack confidence. Like, you'll see in the bottom 3 boxes, like, that are over here, right? I'm not going to pull it up. I have it on the side, but you know what I'm talking about. In the picture that you drew, you have 3 boxes, and all those 3 boxes have multiple lines going over them over and over and over. And then you have some over here that are going over and over and over, right? So line confidence is your primary essentially skill to work on, which is, this is the committed line. And the beautiful thing is, once you commit to that line, you are reinforcing to yourself whether it's an error or if it isn't. How do you know if it's an error? Because you keep analyzing, you keep checking, multiple times through ghosting, right? The motion of checking with your hand, your shoulder, whatever, and through just, now I'm not ghosting anymore. I'm not going to ghost anymore. I'm just going to draw the line, right? Boom. And now, because I tried to visualize it, and now we're going to see how accurate that was. Relatively accurate. Even my hand's a bit shaky too, but that was relatively accurate. So now I've reinforced to myself, wonderful. My mind, my brain calculates at the appropriate level in order to mitigate errors. But if I did it again, and look, now it's off, right? So now I know, okay, well, clearly what I visualized was incorrect. So now my mind needs to course correct into thinking that this reaches there, into going slightly up above. So learning, especially with perspective, you are visualizing the ability to see these invisible lines and utilizing the patience to put the lines down in accordance with visualizing it, right, at the same time, and allowing yourself to make the dozens, hundreds, thousands of mistakes that slowly get you to that point. Okay, that's the only tip I can give you, is do more, focus more, right? Be more patient and allow mistakes. Like, mistakes are what you actually want to chase, right? You want to chase failure. You want to lean into that frustration. That does not mean you're going to make a retarded mistake. Like, oh, it's over here, so I'm going to do, like, oh, I made a mistake. You're not going to learn that way. What I mean by you want to chase failure and mistakes is you want to chase failure, mistakes, errors, whatever, while doing your absolute best to avoid them and to make sure you're not doing one. So I'm going to do my absolute best. Well, okay, I'm not actually, because I'll actually do it correctly. But let's say this is you doing your absolute best from a line up here to create to go to this vanishing point, right? You're doing your absolute best. Okay. And then you check, that's off. Wonderful, because you did your best. Your brain is now recognizing that, as are you, as an error, right? It's the same thing, you know? And then fucking arbitrary, 5 hours later, right? You do your absolute best again, and you do this, right? Boom. Wow, look at that, you got that. And now you're getting used to the feeling of doing your absolute best, right? Let's say we have a vanishing point there, right? You're getting used to the feeling of doing your absolute best. And that's the main thing that matters, is you have to genuinely expend as much mental energy as possible. And I get it, it's difficult. Look how shit my lines were just right here. You have to focus on keeping your lines clean while keeping the grid in mind, while keeping the fucking vanishing point in mind, and making sure you're thinking about all of that while you're just doing this, right? Super hard. This is actually pretty off. Right. What's up, Vexel? Welcome back. Mali was asking for advice, or Mali, whatever the fuck, was asking for advice on how to make their boxes and their line work cleaner. And I'm just going on a hopefully an informative spiel, but let me know if that makes sense. I'm gonna go back to the drawing, but that's the gist of it. Your boxes are pretty good. You just need to keep that grid in mind, right? You just need to keep the grid and the effort it takes, and only do one shot. It's just one shot. Okay, it's just one attempt. That's all you get. You have to reinforce that to yourself. You get that one attempt. And what that trains you to do is be more decisive, to think ahead, to visualize, right? All of those things, it's training you for that. But I hope that helps. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I hope that helps. And let's, okay, I'm going to leave that as it is. Cool. This was like some random shit I ended up doing. How big do we want this head to be? Relatively big. Let's keep going. Ooh, that's pretty good. It's like a giant fucking head. Right. But yeah, Mali, whatever, please let me know if that helps. Because right now, with the deafening silence, I'm just picking to the air. You explained it really well. Thank you for your advice. Okay, great. I'm glad it helped. That's all I want. You know, the thing is, like, it's really all the same shit. The advice is just focus on the basics. Think harder, right? Like, look forward to the mistakes, but obviously do your best not to make them. But expect them, right? It's essentially, yeah, expect mistakes, like, because they're literally the norm. But that doesn't mean you intentionally make mistakes you could avoid, right? And that's learning. Like, look how many mistakes I'm making. You guys probably can't see it, but I'm making a lot of mistakes right here. And I'm not trying to. I'm genuinely not trying to. Try my best and commit to the line. Exactly. That's really what it is, right? I know with art there's a lot of things to think about, but one thing Kim Jong-il always says, and a lot of other really good artists say, is you gotta just practice the visualization aspect, right? Because even now, like, what I'm doing is, to the best of my ability, I'm visualizing all of this, you know? Yeah, it's not perfect. And yeah, a lot of the things I'm visualizing could 100% be and are not turning out to be what I want them to be, but it's still happening, isn't it? I'm still making it work. Sorry for making you waste paper. No, it's not a waste. I got called Bob Ross yesterday. Well, they must have been blind, because you're more of a fuck. I couldn't even think of an insult. No, they were right. I'm sorry. If I can't think of an insult, I'm just gonna shut up. Yes, you are Bob Ross. Fuck it. But no, you didn't make me waste paper, because that shit's. Oh, and now, like, I can use this paper for other questions, I guess. But no, it's not a waste. Please don't feel as if it's a waste, right? Okay, what is this guy's body? What should it be like? Maybe we can just make it all mechanical, right? This way it can be an interesting little, right? Some sort of abomination. right? It's something. I don't think it has to be perfect, but yeah, Mali or Mali. That's really all it is. I'll give it another try tonight. If it looks good, I'll upload it. Dude, upload it even if it doesn't look good. Did you see the single rounding practice I uploaded on Share Your Art? Right. That's the whole thing I'm trying to do is showcase that learning doesn't look good, right? But it is incredible. Like it is the best thing that could be done. You know, in terms of that. Also true. That channel died really quickly. LMAO. What channel? What are we talking about? What the fuck? Oh yeah, the challenge channel. Yeah, yeah, that fucking died before I even had the opportunity to flourish. So sad, very very sad. Honestly, really sad. If any, honestly, we don't. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna when I get back to that challenge, I'm just gonna keep uploading my attempts, and then I'll probably end up coming up with my own challenges and just start posting it. Tyrion doesn't give a shit. He knows who I am. He fucking literally subscribed to me. All right, he asked for this. He knows I'm a piece of shit. He knows I shill my content. So they knew they knew I was coming. Did they? What the fuck? They knew you were coming? That's impressive. But yeah, I'm gonna make sure that channel comes back to life because it is actually a pretty good channel, and we don't want I don't want it to go to waste because Broken Draw is busy, obviously. At least he's acknowledged it. He did a stream. They were afraid of me, even you, especially you. Dude, nobody on that channel likes me, all right? Because I've noticed that, nobody likes hearing positive sentiments about art. Anytime, dude, I've wasted so much fucking energy typing to people and giving advice, and only for half of them to not even acknowledge or reply, or just completely, yeah, just ignore it. I'm like, what the fuck? What did I waste all my goddamn time for? You piece of shit. Beginners don't want to do the work. They just want to fucking complain. That's one thing I've realized. Right? They just want to fucking complain. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. And it's not even to like stereotype or anything, right? I was like that for like a week when I tried the first time, and then I gave up. But the second time I had the better mindset. I'd like to think. What the fuck? How do I make this thing make sense? Maybe we can just make it wired to something and make it go back somewhere. Because I don't want to deal with it. Damn, at least it's helpful for all others like me. Oh, I'm glad. I know it's helping people. I know it's helping. Like I'm for those who listen and pay attention. I know it's helping. It's why that guy Ryu or what is it? What the fuck is his? What is his alias or alias on Instagram? I forgot it, but he's like an art mentor, right? Ryu. He even told me he's like I have the makings of a teacher. I don't really care about that right now, obviously, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm not here to be a teacher or whatever, but the point is I know what I'm doing when it comes to the things that I do right now. Like I've gained some degree of proficiency, so I think I have the liberty to try to explain it from my point of view, right? So the thing is I've noticed a lot of good artists, a lot of artists that I look up to say I'm doing the right thing, and that's what keeps me going, right? But a lot of beginner artists who are just fucking around and not seeing progress. But then I tell them that, oh, it actually requires extreme intensive thought and you really have to put your fucking all into it, and it takes fucking months and months and months to see like 10% increase, right? They don't want to hear that. They want to hear the quick, easy way, right? And it's not just artists, by the way, beginners in anything. Like I work out and I lift. The amount of times in the beginning when I got jacked, people would ask me for advice. And then once they hear that, like, oh, it's literally just sleeping consistently, tracking your food, right? Making sure you're exercising consistently, right? Consistency in the fundamentals, all that shit. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear that. They just want to hear, okay, but what can I do immediately? That's why these retarded fucking videos that are like 10x your art progress fast uh, are stupid, because there's no such thing as 10xing your art progress fast. And the funny thing is, every single one of these videos just go back to saying, oh, it's just practice your basics. Yeah, no shit. That's kind of a given. But I feel as if beginners get stuck in this trap where they forget that the basics are literally what they should be practicing, or they just have too much pride. Beginners have way too much pride. So many of them think that they're above the basics. So many of them think that. And that's actually what's fucking them up more than anything. But I'm glad it's helping you. That's just my little rant, because as a beginner, it frustrates me when other people just literally don't focus on the basics. It always comes down to understandings of forms and shapes, right? In terms of structurally sound drawings, of course, right? But that's, you can usually always just trace it back to their lack of understanding about perspective and form, to be honest, right? And don't get me wrong, you can go very far with color, with composition, but it's all based on the foundation, which is literally structure, right? Shapes. You can see with my channel, that's all I do. And I don't know what the fuck I've drawn any of these things. I'm still not that great at visualizing at all, right? But here I am being able to create this clusterfuck just because I understand that things exist in 3D and I know how to make a look exist in 3D. That's it, right? I don't even know that many different types of shape manipulations yet, right? And I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to textures. I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to a million things, right? But I do know what I'm doing when it comes to form. You're drawing for 1 hour every day, right? Right now, 2 hours, 5 days a week, roughly. But let's just say roughly on average, because I'm fucking unemployed and I have less things to do, right? For the past 5 months, it's been around, let's just say on average, 7 to 8 hours a week of drawing, right? But in the first year, it was only 5 hours, 5, 6 hours. Do you plan to draw even more hours per day? No, I don't. I can't. I have fucking an hour of piano practice every day to do, or at least 5 days a week. I have a gym for 2 hours. I also have to work on my portfolio, case studies, job applications for an hour to 2 hours, right? I also stretch for an hour every night. So there's only so many hours in the day. Drawing for 2 hours a day is probably going to be my max, right? I also do a half an hour run every morning. So, you know, and the thing is, but you don't need more than that. If you only practice the basics and you strengthen your basics, I don't think you need more than that, to be honest. I don't think so. Right? Yes, you can get better faster, of course, if you practice the basics longer, right? That's kind of a given. But I don't think it's necessary. Okay. So let's just, again, it's really just, you'll see the return on investment when you're practicing your fundamentals and only your fundamentals. You will literally see the return on investment. I see. Yeah. And the thing is, I can't afford to dick around, right? If I only have an hour a day, and in really fortunate situations like these, where like periods of my life like these, where I'm not working, 2 hours a day max, right? And this is not even counting social situations where I don't get to draw for 1 to 2 days of the week on average, right? I don't have the liberty to fuck around and not practice the things that matter, which is why I only practice the fundamentals, which is why I'm always trying to make sure my line work is clean, which is why I use the hardest brush pen, everything, right? It's because I don't have the liberty to fuck around. I'm young. I'm older than most people who start out too. I have to practice the fundamentals, and I want to, and I've learned to love it. I've learned to fucking love all this shit because this is what matters. Okay, this right here, practicing this fucking grotesque little monster, that's what matters. Not kids anymore. Yeah, exactly. Like and even the thing is, like, it just doesn't make sense to neglect the fundamentals. It's like fucking. It's like if I was, again, I'm playing piano. Imagine if some dipshit came up to my piano teacher and he's like, I want to play fucking Moonlight Sonata, right? But I don't want to use my fingers. That's basically what the fucking retards beginner artists who are so up their own ass that they look at something like learning how to draw boxes and cylinders. They're like, I don't want to learn how to do that. I just want to draw anime, right? What do you think anime is? Anime is just a stylization of the fundamentals. That's all it is. And it's an incredible stylization, don't get me wrong, but all artists who quote unquote draw an anime, right, which is already kind of wrong because anime is more than just one type of style, but whatever. Like, all artists who draw in anime are artists who know the fundamentals, right? Their basics are fucking incredible. They're doing it as a stylistic liberty, not as a crutch, you know? So that's wrong too. Okay, yeah, never neglect your fundamentals. Again, I don't even know what I'm doing here, but what I do know is I can just multiple round this, and I do know that I can just conflate it. There you go. Look at that. I know how to do that, right? Why? Because I practice the fucking fundamentals. God damn it. Why are my lines, despite all their flaws, relatively clean? Because I practice the fundamentals, right? Oh, by the way, oh, Mali has an interesting statement to add, perhaps some life-changing information. Who knows, right? Let's see. Do you think my boxes look great? Yeah, I think your boxes are fine. To be honest, if I look back at that image, you've really gotten it down in terms of making sure the lines are parallel, they're converging properly. You just need to focus more on ensuring that your boxes which are further back and the boxes which are more front, and like basically your biggest thing is just to make sure everything in the grid aligns, because you have boxes that are smaller in the front that are completely following different perspective than the ones in the back, right? The ones that are larger. You've done a good job with scale. You've done a good job at really showcasing that things are further away and they're getting smaller, things are closer and they're larger. It's just about maintaining consistency across the grid. And that just comes with, again, ghosting and then just committing without the ghosting and just seeing that ghosting as much as you can over and over and over and over. I've been practicing drawing boxes for months. Nice. It shows. It really shows. Your boxes are pretty good. Okay. Again, I'm not like a box expert or anything, but they look pretty fucking good to me. And for all intents and purposes, just keep trying to make them quote unquote perfect, right? Like just keep trying to yeah, just keep trying to aim for perfection. So even your intuitive boxes are essentially really, really, really good. Now I know improvement is a real thing. It is 100%. It is, right. I think somebody even commented saying you've done a great job with the boxes, right? Yeah, you replied, you piece of shit. You know your boxes are good, but yeah, like improvement is a real thing. Everybody can be an excellent artist. Absolutely everyone. Just don't be a retard. Like, to be honest, right? What is it? What RDJ said? Never go full retard. Yeah, don't do that. Focus on your fundamentals. Again, think about anything that you like doing and you're skilled in, and think about someone coming up to you and completely bastardizing it and saying, "I don't want to do the basics." It's like soccer players saying, "I don't want to learn how to dribble. I just want to shoot the goal." They get fucking laughed out of existence. I don't know. People tend to be nicer to beginners. Yeah, because nobody wants to, especially artists, right? Everybody, there's like a stereotype, which maybe he might be lying. Who might be lying? What the fuck am I saying? No, he's not lying. See. That's the thing. That's the insecurity. Get rid of that insecurity. If somebody's complimenting you, you take it. If they're being fake, that's on them, right? What the fuck? It doesn't affect you in any way. You're the one who's put the work in, and you're the one who knows how much work you put in, right? That's the reason I'm so. That's the reason I'm so fucking hard headed. Is because I literally have 180 videos now proving, i.e., 180 hours proving how much work I put in, and nobody can take that away from me. Just like nobody can take away the work you've put in, right? So be proud of it, stand by it, and know that you have so much more room for growth. Art is an infinite journey, and that's the beauty of it. Because if it wasn't infinite, it'd be fucking boring. Can you imagine mastering art in 5 days and be like, all right, on to the next? What the fuck? Then what's the point of even creating, right? But yeah, people are nicer to beginners because beginners are fucking pussies, right? And artists, for some reason, they're nice. The experienced ones are nice because the stereotype is artists are nice, sensitive people, whatever, more in touch with their fucking creative side, all that shit, right? But that holds true for beginners, as in they're more in touch with completely fucking crying and being like, I need validation. It's like, no, you don't need validation. You need to fucking just put the work in it, and enjoy putting the work in. It's as simple as that, right? You don't have the right to need validation because you haven't done anything that requires yeah, like that has to be validated. Fucking can't even speak. But yeah, you don't deserve validation. You deserve appreciation and respect for attempting, right? All artists deserve appreciation and respect for trying and working on their thing. But if they're not taking the advice, and if they're just like, I think I know better than the people who've been drawing for 10 years, then you're just retarded. Again, like, all the advice I'm giving is not my advice. It's the advice of people who've been drawing for much longer than me, right? So take that as you will. It's not my advice. It's the advice that's been given for fucking 100 years at this point. You either take it and you improve, much like me, right? Or you don't, and then you're like, why? Why didn't I improve? Wait, which way? It's just two options. But I know this looks chaotic as shit, but hey, it was pretty fun. And this ended up becoming an hour and what is it, like 15 minutes? And the other one was 25-minute stream, which I'll have to do, which I'll have to put out. I'm just gonna add some more shadows, and I'm gonna leave this piece here as it is. Oh yeah, let's keep the scale. Right, we want to keep the fucking perspective in mind, right? There you go, just like that. Something like that, yeah. Let's see, I'm just trying to think. But yeah, ranting aside, I think it's just obvious that I'm very passionate about art and learning the right way, because there is a right way to learn. Let's not get it conflated. And anybody who says that you shouldn't focus on your fundamentals is a fucking idiot. And anybody who says the fundamentals are overblown is also an idiot. Again, like art for some reason seems to get this pass. Art is the one skill that the fundamentals have been so thoroughly they've been so thoroughly explained and deconstructed. It's the one skill that has such a fucking autism level of just being like, okay, here's how you do it. Who even says that? Nobody. I'm just trying to use an example. People say that. I'm pretty sure people say that. I've seen it on the internet a lot. I've seen a lot of it's usually fucking intermediates who are actually beginners because they didn't focus on their fundamentals, but they're good at a couple things. You see it on Reddit all the time, which is why I try not to go on that website, right? But yeah, this is why I stay away from the artist lounge subreddit, because it's a lot of beginners being like, guys, am I actually shit or not shit? And then people be like, no, you're not actually shit. You're just really shit. So, and just just trying to make them feel better. But I'm sure you've seen it all over the internet. The fact that for some reason the fundamentals in art, even though they're so solved, are still some hotly debated topics. Like, but do they actually work? And usually it's beginners and intermediates who are actually beginners. Intermediates who are actually beginners, I mean people who are intermediate in coloring, lighting, right, composition, they got all those pretty damn good. Like, sure, I'm not gonna say they don't, but their understanding of form is so lackluster that it's completely holding their art behind, right? But that's the thing. This is just a rant that I kind of have, and I don't know. I'm just very passionate about this, right? It's like I feel like I didn't even crack the code. I feel as if the code has been cracked for us, and I'm just one of the few people, from what I can tell, who's just consistently applying it, like as much as they can, obviously, right? So I don't know. I'm better. Okay, fuck. Okay, I'm gonna leave this as it is. I've established the ground. There's like shit going on here. We're just going to add some shading and then call it a drawing. Okay, I'm really ready to move on from this drawing. Like I'm really ready to move on from this drawing. Okay. Yeah, Mali, you are doing great. Don't you worry, child. Yeah, you're doing completely fine. Just keep going. Just be very yeah, be rigorous and build your eye. That's what I can say. Build your eye for good lines, right? What is a good line? That's why I watch Kim Jong Il a lot, because his lines with this brush pen are pristine. So that's my goal, right? My goal is lines like that with this pen. Extremely fine motor control. I do have fun practicing. I never said you didn't. I'm glad you do. I can tell you do, right? And I can tell that you want to get better and you're learning that, and you want to improve your skill set. That is the fucking best thing you could do. It's just I've noticed a consistent sentiment, even on the Broken Jaw Discord, where people are just not either not enjoying learning or not sure how to learn. And then when I give advice, they're like, "Does it really work?" I'm like, "I want to fucking slap you," but I can draw for like 4 hours without a break. That's amazing. I wish I could do that. I can't do that shit. That's awesome. But I have no sense of direction. I think that's how you say it. Well, this is why I really, really, really keep recommending ArtWad, because I didn't have a sense of direction. I did fucking art. What is it? Art fundamentals. Draw a box for 6 months, and I was like, something about this is missing. And then I found Artwad. I'm like, oh, now it clicks because they're actually applying it, man. Irshad Kareem explains fundamentals well, but god damn it, can he not teach them at all? Right? And he bastardizes Peter Hahn's version as well, his application. Um, so I really, really, really recommend Artwad. Just take your time. Like you see how much time I'm taking, right? Like you obviously notice how much time I'm taking with everything they do and the fundamentals that they teach. But I would genuinely recommend Artwad. Okay. Again, like I fucking show them in my videos. I'll show them again. They're the absolute only reason I've improved that I have. I can do this because of them. No other way around it. Right? Obviously, I'm interested, so I went out of my way to be like, okay, brush pen. That is the way. Okay, really visualizing. Kim Jong-gi says visualize all these things. Okay, try to remember everything that you see or things here and there that you see. But they're the reason that I can draw these forms. They are the reason. Okay, not me. I just did the work that they requested. Actually, no, I did 10 times the work that they requested, and I made it 10 times more complicated because I kept pushing myself. So that's one thing I can tell you is you just gotta keep pushing yourself, right? But yeah, hope that helps. What do you guys think? Is this done? Can I fucking let this rest already? Jesus. Are we done here? Fucking hell. No. No, not done. Never done. Okay. Maybe I could just do something like this. And again, these are all mistakes. You see how poor my lines are with this brush pen, specifically this gray one because the ink is so thick. But this is how we improve, right? And I feel good every time I do this. I feel good. I'm making a mistake. I'm fucking up consistently. But yeah, just patience. In 3 years' time, most likely, I will be able to draw so much more because all the foundation will build on itself. Because again, right now I'm autistically going on the Artwad beginner roadmap. Then I'm going to autistically go off on their figure roadmap. And then I'm going to, what is it? Figure roadmap, right? Oh no, cute bots workout and then figure roadmap. So yeah, by the time I'm going through the cute bots workout, like the thing, all of this, me just going through my 8 blocks that I have now is going to take years, but it's going to be beautiful because I'm going to come out of it in the next, 3-4 years with such an advanced understanding of all the things I want to draw. It's going to be amazing. And that's where people are going to be like, oh, what the fuck? Overnight success? How do you gain these skills so fast? But those of you who watch, right, the fucking voice crack, will know exactly how much work I've been putting in, you know? And soon I will be just as entertaining as the goated artist, except there will be no questions as to how I achieved it, and there will be no questions as to how you can achieve it, right? It's the whole point of my channel, demystifying greatness, demystifying excellence. Okay. Yeah, this guy's gonna fucking die for sure. I didn't mean to do that, actually. That doesn't look that good. It's missing some guns, a Lambo maybe, also grizzly bears, and okay, fuck off. So fuck you. Leave me alone, and some dinosaurs, and okay, yeah, just keep coming up with shit. That's nice. But I'm gonna leave it here, I think. And okay, I'll let you finish your damn sentence, and then I'm gonna leave it here. Right? Maybe even shade this. Uh, yeah, shade this a little bit. Right, get the little tricep going. Funny thing is, I don't even know how to draw a tricep, but I am jacked, so I can just look at my own tricep, and maybe a little sun on the edge. Yeah, that would be nice, except the lighting's coming from here, to the best of my ability. So, and let's just do something like that. But yeah, I'm glad you watch my content. I'm glad you appreciate all of this. Right there, you go. I guess that looks more mask-like. Oh, I fucked that up. Actually, should have left it there. You see, that's a complete fuck up. This right here, what I did, it's a complete fuck up. But maybe we can just leave it. Looks good, twin. Thank you, twin. I guess. There you go. Maybe that can be the mouth, right? Whatever is done. I'm done. I fucking give up. Oh god, that looks so bad. This is I gotta like turn this into a camo print or something. Okay, there you go. Now it's like, oh, he has a thingy on his face. We can even highlight it a little bit. There you go. It still looks like shit. Whatever. I did my best, right? But let's call it here. I'm done with this. It's chaotic, it's messy, but I don't know. Things are happening, and that's fine by me, right? Still, obviously, figuring out composition. Don't really understand that at all, right? Trying to balance white space, and I think I'm doing slowly a better job at that, right? But overall, yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, I could just add this because there's obviously like tentacle-like things going back to wherever, like back there, right? So I could just add more of this. Something like that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so now it looks like it's all kind of connected, but this line is a little too light. Okay, and here, let's just do that. Okay, now we're done, I guess. But no wonder they need three of them. This fucker's like all mechanical and shit, and he's aiming at every single one. It's chaotic but understandable. Okay, as long as there's some decent degree of understanding, that's all that matters to me, right? So I'm gonna cap it here because it's been 90 minutes, an hour and a half, and then I have the other 24 minutes, which for some fucking reason that stream just crashed, and I don't know why. I hope I can even upload that. If I can upload that, that's 25 minutes. That's just gone, which is unfortunate. But what can you do, right? But I I can see them five big shapes. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. At the very least, some things are understandable. But yeah, Mali or Mali, you gotta fucking start telling me how to pronounce that shit, bro. I don't want to keep saying that. But um, yeah, I'm gonna call it here. I'm glad that I helped you, right? And with all that being said, as always, fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, and please give me the money. Thank you. Always have to fucking